Everybody, how are you guys all today? I am so excited to share with you the most recent updates that we're going to do for this channel, for Facebook. I would like to introduce you to my friend, my partner in this, Melissa. Welcome to your first show with us.
First live recording ever. Just a little nervous. No
Oh, you
retakes
don't
on
have to
this
be
one.
nervous. Everybody's really nice here, and we get great comments, and then actually a lot of the times people will watch this not necessarily while we're live because obviously they're working, but they'll watch it afterwards, and then the idea is we're going to share some great information, great content, and then this way we're going to be able to help other real estate agents, right?
Yes, that's my favorite thing to do.
So excellent. So I want to begin by just giving you an opportunity to just introduce yourself, if you don't mind.
Yes, definitely. I'm an associate and managing broker up here in Idaho and Washington State. We cover the Coeur d'Alene to Sandpoint markets, as well as Spokane and the Air Force Base in Airway Heights. And I own and operate a team of highly successful, amazing agents. And we rank in the top 0.5% of the country. We've gotten there by taking amazing care of our clients. So it's something we pride ourselves on. But we recently joined Real back in May. So it hasn't even been a learning curve because it's been super smooth and easy, an awesome transition.
Yeah, so I've also moved over to Real, but so that we're going to talk about that shortly. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. So you want to share with the audience how you and I actually met?
Well, we both do the Tom Ferry coaching. I've been a coaching member for 4 years now. How long have you been in?
I used to coach. I've been with Tom Ferry. I think I'm going on my 5th year. And then, but prior to that, I tried Buffini. I tried Rick Ruby down in South Carolina with the Coeur training. And honestly, not to razz on the other guys because, I'm going to get a lot of hate. But I really like Tom's ecosystem. I really enjoy the agents that I meet in there. And okay, I'll admit it, a little biased, but I think Tom's organization is the best.
Tom's organization is the best. I am fortunate enough to coach with Jeff Mays, who is Tom's right-hand man.
Yeah.
But
Jeff is amazing.
Coaching aside, like any coach that you have, the ecosystem is phenomenal, which is how you and I met. You are willing to share how you've developed your Google My Business. And just since joining, we had already had our platform with Google My Business structured, but just adding in your changes that you had suggested, we had $7 million in volume and leads come in a 3-day time frame. I was floored.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is insane. Really? That's probably the highest results I've seen, heard of so far. Because I've heard of other agents also, like within implementing, probably about a week or so. And yeah, they're getting leads as well. Not $7 million, but they're getting like $1 million, $2 million like leads that come in. And here's the best part. It's all organic, right?
And free. It's free.
Yeah. Well, it's free in the sense that you're not paying Google AdWords, but the thing is it's all organic. Like it's just people coming in that need help, and then they find you on Google. And the most amazing part for me is and I really enjoy this, and obviously you can see my passion when we talk about Google. The thing is for me, it's about when you buy Google ad leads, right? And we've all done it as agents. And when we buy it, we generally get very high up the funnel people, right? People that are like, well, I might be interested, but I'm not really sure.
They're looking for a rental.
Yeah, looking for a rental. And I might be 6-8 months out minimum, maybe even a year or more out. And, and my coach has always said, if they're more than 6 months out, they're not a lead, right? They're just interested, right? They're not a lead. A lead is somebody who's ready to convert in the next 90 days. And so the thing is what we found was when we do this organically like this with the GPT system that I was showing the elite agents at the elite retreat at the breakout session, was that the leads that come in are more bottom of the funnel. I mean, like I've literally gotten leads from Google that have picked up the phone and called me, right? I showed
Mhm.
one house and went into escrow.
That was the one. I just had an inspection this morning. I got the call from their agent. I met with them the following week. We went into contract, one and done, inspection today,
Yeah.
and that was a $550,000 lead.
Yeah.
Done.
And the thing is other agents also find us, right? And so it's not just the end clients that are the families that are looking, but agents will look on Google and Google, like what's the best agent in Spokane or where you are and things like
I
that.
found that so like the 7 million, all but one of those was an agent to agent referral. They found me in the keyword search. And when it's coming directly from the client, we've had a couple buyers, but we tend to get a lot of listings. Like we've had, $4 million probably in listings. It's been kind of here and there. I was
Yeah.
just floored with implementing your system, how it just came fast.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. And
So that
it
was the
makes me
best
feel
7
good that I
a.m.
know I'm helping other agents.
Yeah, I think your first meeting was like 7 a.m. That was well worth being there and getting up.
Well,
I
that
was
was
sitting right
literally
next.
where we met face to face, right?
Yeah, I was sitting right next to you at the table. I went and claimed my chair. I was early enough.
Fantastic. And now we're friends and now we're working together. That's so amazing. And that's the thing about Tom's ecosystem. So I know a lot of Tom's agents are watching this or will watch this. And so as a result, I really want to give Tom kudos for building such an amazing organization of like staff and helping his agent clients. But not only that, just teaching us and keeping us at the edge, right? I mean, like how many times has Tom said, mark my words, in 2 years this
Yes.
will happen, and then boom, it happens,
Yes.
right? Like he was telling us about AI. He was telling us about videos. I mean, he told us about videos shoot like probably 6-7 years ago.
He is such a smart man.
Yeah. So, but the thing is he also has a lot of great mentors. And I think that's the key to being successful, right? Surrounding yourself around people who have good mentors, people who are willing to share and teach each other. And, that's one of the reasons why I joined Real, right? Is because I like the agents that are in the ecosystem are so amazing.
That was how I picked Real. I had 18 business hours. I knew on Saturday that I had to make a decision, and I had to change brokerages on Tuesday morning.
So tell me about that story. Share with me what
I don't want to get into like the weeds of why we had to leave because I don't want to upset anybody, but
Yeah.
we had to make a decision very quickly, and it was unexpectedly 1,000%. And on my daughter's birthday, of course. And anybody that's in real estate knows real estate is incredibly hard on family. And so to have her not understanding why I'm pulled away, stressed out, like having to, and this isn't just me, but I have a team, right?
Yeah.
I'm the breadwinner in my home, and I have a team of agents to look out for. And I wanted to make sure it was important to me that we made the group decision together. And not.
Let me understand how you got to the point of like researching and then finally making the decision that Real was the right choice for you.
So I had been, the most amazing thing, like we were just talking about within the Tom Ferry ecosystem, is Tom encourages us to work together, to share, to R&D, rip off and duplicate, and that mindset, it runs among all of us, right? And so the agents that were sharing what they had been working on were very public about where they are at in their business. They were agents that were operating either at the caliber that I already was at or that I wanted to achieve. And so it wasn't a coincidence that those agents had all recently moved over to Real. And I had taken notice of that as we were moving along. Like I was watching them. No brokerage change was ever there. But I was noticing that there was a culture that was attracting agents over to Real. And I had no idea at the time that Sharon had already created this culture that mimics the Tom Ferry ecosystem very closely. I knew here in my marketplace, this isn't everybody's marketplace, but here in my marketplace, there were agents at EXP that I did not want to be associated with. That culture was not there for me within my community. And I have an abundance mindset. I'm not afraid to work with you within my own community and help you grow your business. I love that. There's something for everybody. And that wasn't what was flowing through EXP here. Yeah. So Real was just a given right off the bat. But I had promised the owner of our Keller Williams office here that if I was to ever move my team, we would give him an opportunity. So I honored that promise because I always honor my word. But that just made it even more clear that Real was our home and where we were heading.
That's great. Yeah, like the reason I switched was I used to be my own broker for many years. Then I joined a company called Side, and then I moved over to EXP, and then I stayed at EXP for about a year. And the truth is, I had some great people at EXP that I met too. And then the thing is I recently just decided that I needed a change, and I chatted with Emma Barron, and Emma, and so yeah. she's also in Real. And after talking with her, I was like, this is the right fit. And Emma's in my city, right? We're in the same city. We're both in San Diego, but it was just it made such a nice fit that it was a no-brainer because, and here's the reason why I say it's a no-brainer for me, okay? And it was because of this man.
Who endorse you, who support you, who lift you up, who bring you into their worlds, who create great opportunities for you.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
and that is, most people think about marketing, lead generation, social media tactics, etc., as a vehicle for creating new clients, growing your business, generating leads, getting attention. But I think the way, even how you and I met and connected, was I look at content and marketing as a gateway to new relationships. If no one knew me and if I was not making any content, you're like, okay, who is this guy? And you just move on. I see, and you see, content as a opportunity to stack great relationships. At the end of the day, how do you build and grow your business? You build and grow your business, and you build and grow your life by having great people around you who endorse you, who support you, who lift you up, who bring you into their worlds, who create great opportunities for you. And that is, most people think about marketing, lead generation.
Right? This resonates with me so much because
that is me. Yeah. I'm not doing it a video, but I fully buy into what his mindset is.
Yeah. And the thing is how many times have you seen a CEO of a real estate company, the CEO, oh, hey, Christina, she's my coach. She was one of my coaches. Oh, that's so amazing. I love her. She taught me how to start YouTube, like everything. And so I'm here because of her. Sorry, I had to interrupt because I saw her little post. I'm so excited that she's seeing it. Okay, so what was I saying? How often do you see a CEO, right, of a real estate business going down to the trenches and teaching their agents how to be successful, right? Yeah. I mean, we go to so many of Sharon's events where Sharon is actually teaching. And some of the stuff he teaches was mind-blowing. I was just at an event recently called Market Mastery here in Irvine, California. And I drove up for about an hour and a half to meet. I'm telling you guys, if you've never met Sharon, and Melissa, you can vouch for this, right? Most humble, intelligent guy you'll probably ever meet.
Very much.
Very, very, very humble.
Yes.
And so I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is the where I think I belong, right? And so let me show you another video that
what to expect from their agent. I have overseen over 200,000 transactions with agents, and here are the 5 non-negotiables every home buyer should expect from their agent. And here's the thing, a lot has changed on how the process works just over the last 12 months. So let's get right into it. Number 1, find your home your way. The right agent helps you find a home that you want, at a price that you want, at a terms that you want. It's not about their preferences, it's about your goals. And number 2, ask how the money works.
this is what I was saying. That
do you believe that there's a
my
magic
bad.
script?
I want to share that later. That's another video of his that I want.
These are good videos.
Yeah. So the thing is, this is he gives these tactics to the agents, right? It's just it like I went to this thing and he's like, do this, right? This
Yeah.
will work. And like what you said, it was the same. I mean, in a way, it's kind of like a coaching program, but it's a brokerage too.
Well, and they're really cool. Like, he believes so much in teaching and sharing that he's willing to pay us. I mean, after you make elite in your ranking, you can earn another, is it 6,000 or 8,000? Do you have the slide?
I do.
In teaching, if you wanted to do a monthly commitment.
I don't know which one it is. I didn't label it correctly.
We'll get to it. It's okay.
Yeah. So we're going to go through each of these slides, and then we'll talk about it, and then what we'll be able to do is just share with people in general. Okay, so before I start going into the slides, because I'm all excited, I want to show you guys for the agents that are watching. So I'm going to tell you a short story, right? So I went to the Market Mastery, which is the training that Sharon put on with a bunch of other very, very successful content creators. He had his head of Real Academy there teaching as well. And Sharon taught two courses. And so what I did was, when you go to these events, literally it's like a water hydrant gets turned onto you, right? And you get all this information just coming at you, and then you're barely able to like even comprehend. So I have a tactic that I've always done. I do it for Tom Ferry's event. I do it for every conference event that I go to. And this is a pro tip for all the agents out there who actually attend the events, like the Elite Retreat and Summit. Okay. So what you do is you take your cell phone and then you hit the audio record button, right? And you just leave it, and it records everything. And then you take that recording and you convert it to a transcript. And then
that's so smart.
Then you stick it into ChatGPT. And then what you do is you ask ChatGPT, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you like consolidate all of this message into tactical points with details about what was discussed and things that I can do to implement? And so what ChatGPT does is it literally listens through the whole audio recording.
All right, to everybody watching, you saw it here first. Scott Cheng, not Jason Pantana or Jeff Mays. Sorry, guys.
No. Jason's amazing. I learned from the master.
They're amazing. But that's the cool thing, is that everything they share triggers creative thinking in all of us.
Yeah, and so this is literally what I did. Was tactically, I took all the best parts, had ChatGPT boil it down to like what is implementable, right? And the thing is what to say, what to send, and like this is so much great information, right? Because so many like high caliber individuals are teaching us this. But the problem is, we as agents will go to these conferences, take a bunch of notes, right? And then never implement.
Yes.
Right? Because
it's what happens when you leave it on the plane, your luggage gets lost. Another agent grabs your notebook. Agents, one thing you will notice is like that phone is glued to our hand. It's never leaving our hand, right?
Yeah. And the thing is this then becomes a platform, like a blueprint for helping you implement, things that you want. And then what you can do is you can go into here strategically and pick out the ones you want to implement. And then when you're done, cross it off, implement the next thing. And so this has really, really helped me implement systems very, very fast. And one of the best compliments I've had from all of my coaches is that I'm probably one of the fastest implementers alive. And the thing is if I learn something and I think, whoa, like mind blowing, I will do my best to implement it and then learn from it. Because the thing is, you learn so much from your process of trying to create it. Just because somebody told you to do it, there's still so much more learning curve that has to be involved. And I think by doing it is what makes you understand and learn it. So anyways,
That's
agents
awesome.
that are watching, if you want these notes that I just shared here, over here, over here, over here, on from the master market mastery, right? Send me a note, send me a DM, send me a text, reach out to me. You can also go to this Facebook page here that we created. And then, because we're going to put a lot of content in there. This Facebook page is Melissa and I created. And what we're going to do is I'm going to put in some of the most amazing Google tips that I've come across today. And you know what? Melissa, we were talking, right? And you said that there was a lot of changes that are coming for Google My Business.
Yes, they're coming. They're changing and adapting, just like everything in real estate does, right? Like that, you cannot get comfortable in this industry or you will lose.
Yeah.
And this year, I've got goals that are so big. Group is just, it's crucial because we can all help each other get there with learning curves that come with the territory of this.
Yep. And the thing is by when you join our group, you're going to be able to basically get other agents to share information and things like that. So as a result, if something happens or if you're not sure, you can reach out to the ecosystem, right? And then somebody in there is going to know, and somebody in there is going to be able to help you. And I think that at the end of the day is what's most important, because we're all trying to help each other, because we know how hard our industry is and we know how hard our business is, and it changes and ebbs and flows so much.
So much. It's insane. And the market changes. We've got a lot of challenges. And if, you're barely getting by, there's a lot that can be done without spending a penny. A lot. And to be clear, this Facebook group does not require membership within the Tom Ferry ecosystem. It is completely separate from anybody watching.
No, it's fully open to everybody. Everybody is welcome. Like, we want to try to help as many agents as possible. So if you're out there and you happen to come across this video, reach out to us, join with us, and we'll help each other. Okay, So with that said, I am now going to start sharing each of these slides. And Melissa?
Okay, before you do that though, what has been your favorite thing that you didn't expect switching to real?
What's my like, honestly, that Sharon would be teaching me such tactical, implementable things every day that I can just take and do. Like, that's for me. Like, every agent has their strengths and weaknesses, right? Everybody has strengths and weaknesses. Like, my thing is, I'm just not a very fluffy kind of guy. Like, I'm not a very touchy, right? I'm like, give me tactics. Tell me what to do. Like let's go.
Get to the point. Yeah.
Get to the point. Let's do this, right? And so for me, it's not about touchy-feely and I know this works amazingly well for agents, and I don't begrudge them of anything said first. But doing pop-bys and door knocking to them and dropping things off, it's just not me.
Not my highest and best use. No.
Yeah, and for me, it's just it's like chalk on a scratching on a chalkboard. I don't enjoy it. Like, I'd rather be tactical. I'd rather help you. I'd rather try to figure out something that I can do, right? That can be implementable. I'm just not a very touchy-feely kind of guy. But you know what? Everybody has their, strengths and weaknesses, and we all can learn from each other, and we all can help each other. Rob actually asked us a question here. What is the app to record on initially?
And when you're doing the recording at the conference, I think he's asking.
Oh, it's just it's not even an app. It's just literally the voice recorder that comes with your phone. See, like right there.
And for iPhone users, the most recent update now has that like built in when you're making calls too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it
That's
was
kind
worth
of
updating
cool.
for. Yeah, so you can, when you're driving, whenever the call comes in, you can hit the record button.
Yeah.
It will say recording in process. So you're going to freak the person out on the other end. I was like, hey, I'm going to record this call so I don't forget anything. I'm driving. And it'll keep us a little bit safer, us agents, as drivers. Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. So yeah, just use a recorder. And then the thing is believe it or not, you think that you wouldn't be able to get the audio, but you can. The speakers are loud enough, so you just kind of have to like put it out somewhere. The other pro tip is if you're going to do this, bring backup batteries, bring battery packs, because you're going to drain your cell phone battery so fast, right? So keep that in mind, and then just export it, convert it to like from audio to text, give it to ChatGPT, and it does everything else for you. It's amazing. And then when you share that with other agents, they love you for it.
Yes. People that can't be there.
Yeah.
Huge.
Exactly.
You forever changed our lives, Scott.
I've had agents say that my little training has helped. Okay, so let's go through each of the slides so that just in case we have some audience members that really just want to get to know a little bit of information. So I'm going to let you take the lead. I'm going to pull these slides up. Okay.
Well, yeah. And real quick, if I could, when we had to make the decision, I obviously couldn't just make it on who I liked that worked at this brokerage or was a broker at this brokerage, right? Like that's silly. We can't just make financial decisions and business decisions. And I knew this was not something I ever wanted to do anytime in the near future. So it had to be well thought out. There is quite the process in changing brokerages, but it's not too overwhelming. And we do have a list for people if they are changing brokerages that we can share. But it has been executed and tried and true. I can tell you that as of last May. And so for me, it had to make sense on paper. And I knew, what my pack, I've been very consistent in my production. So using those numbers, I had to be winning and making money. And I just made Elite in my status with Real, and they paid me $16,000 in share. And at the end of it, by the time I paid my $12,000 cap and got the Elite, they were paying me to come be a broker at their company. So
okay,
it was really
hold that. Let's go through the slides so that we can talk about that. How's that?
Perfect.
Because then it'll give the audience or people an opportunity to kind of see what's going on. All right, so these are all the different ways and vehicles to be able to earn money with Real, correct?
Correct.
So can you kind of go through it for each of them for us?
So your initial commission, it's going to be, you're paying 15% until you reach your cap. So you're keeping 85%, and whether you can be 4,000, 6,000, or 12,000 on a cap, depending on what is the best fit for you. But that's always the first question that people have, is what is my split? There are other brokerages that I know are, 15, 20, 35%. So that's easily achievable. And we do not have a monthly fee. We don't have a desk fee. We don't have a monthly fee.
So just for those who are watching, I'll clarify just that a little bit. So for most agents out there, what's going to happen is if you join Real, you're going to have an 85-15 split until you hit $16,000. Once you hit $16,000, $12,000 if you're Elite, right?
No. So $12,000 if you are a standalone agent or a team leader.
Okay.
My agents on my team elected the $6,000 cap. And I think you elected a $12,000 cap, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I elected the 12, correct. Yeah. I got it mixed up. I was thinking EXP. EXP's cap is actually 16,000, and they take 20% at the beginning until they cap. My bad.
That's okay. Hey, it was a great talking point.
So the thing is it's 16. Okay.
I haven't done any work on the $4,000 cap, so I can't speak to that. But they have a really cool program too. If you're a husband and wife team, that you don't have to have 2 caps, that you can work together. You only earn revenue share and bonuses as one. You don't each. But it's kind of a nice option because there are a lot of husband-wife teams out there.
Yeah. And what's on number 2, what's the pre-cap SPP?
So the pre-cap is you can elect to do, I haven't worked on this one, so I'm a little bit rusty. Okay. But if you wanted to have money taken from each paycheck prior to capping, you can buy up to 5%. So if you have, a $10,000 commission check, up to 5% of that you could use to purchase stock.
Okay.
And then they'll bonus you at your anniversary year, 10%. Okay.
And what does it mean to hit elite status then?
So at elite status, I haven't gotten it yet, but they're sending me a North Face jacket that's branded for real. And I received $16,000 in, I think we have a slide on this too, if you want to flip real quick.
That's that's not it. See, I should have labeled these. Bad Scotty. Okay, here it is, right?
This is it. Yeah. So you have to hit your 12,000. And then after you hit your 12,000, you have to have 6,000 in post-cap transaction fees, which is like 26.6 transactions. And it's really fun. Like Leo is our AI that we have in Railzen, our software program. And he'll even tell you which transaction it was that pushed you over that edge. So once you get that, the following month, they'll deliver stock, 16,000 in stock. And our real stock has been trending up consistently. It's been pretty impressive.
And when they issue the stock, is it does it have a vesting period, or does it the stock
3 years?
3 years to vest.
3 years to vest. So okay. If you're putting money in, like let's say in the pre-cap program, you're putting in your 5% and you realize that you've got unexpected bills or the year didn't go the way you thought it was. My understanding is you can pull that money back out because it's yours. But anything that Real gives you, I think it's an FCC rule, possibly, I'm not positive, but it's 3 years before you can touch that 16,000 that Real has given you. They also, if you're in a market, like San Francisco, I don't think a lot of agents are doing 26 transactions. You could have your GCI hit. So you have to cap out. So your 12,000 cap. And then you've got your GCI has to be greater than 500,000 and 10 completed transactions over $1 million. Okay. So they've got 2 different options for you to achieve the elite status.
Okay.
And then once you achieve that status, the next level is open. And I can earn, I think it's $8,000 in stock again by either teaching or doing community service.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is I know that, not all agents watching this is going to want to join Elite, but I wanted to, or join Real. But we wanted to do a little bit of a plug, right? Because the thing is we want to bring good agents into a good ecosystem. And so that's the reason why we were, kind of trying to show you just a taste of what's available out there so that this way you guys can understand. And then if you have questions, just reach out to me, reach out to Melissa, and then you'll be able to get more information. So with that said, let's pivot, right? Let's pivot and let's talk about what people want to do as far as helping their business grow. So right now, what is working for you, Melissa? Like, what is it that you're doing in your business that is like really just nailing it? Like for me, right? Open houses, Google business page, those things are helping me generate a lot of my business.
The Google My Business is linking into a large pillar of my business, which is agent-to-agent referrals. So it's fitting perfectly into what I'm already doing. I work hard on agent-to-agent referrals. I would rather give you a 25 to 30%, commission check than pay Zillow or Redfin or Realtor.com, and you shouldn't be losing that lead there either. So that is huge. And I'm a big connector with, connecting you to another agent that you can help, or connecting the dots, among paid clients. But that is huge. And then also what goes along with that is we love really hard on our database.
Okay. And what does that mean when you say you love really hard on them?
We have 4 to 6 client events a year. We just had a really super cool one. We rented the tubing hill up at Silver Mountain, which is about 35 minutes from Coeur d'Alene, and had a blast playing with our clients all day. It took me 2 days to warm up. We were there all day. But it was so much fun. People could bring their extended families, and watching parents that are always working hard and never have time play with their kids and racing each other. We'd have like 4 or 6 of us going down the hill at once racing. And so we've got some fun stuff slated this year, including our annual Christmas party. And we just really look forward. You're a part of people's biggest chapter.
Yeah.
And then you're gone. And that doesn't sit well with me. So we really like to re-engage and interact throughout the year.
That's awesome. And then is there any other?
We do Zillow, which is largely unpopular with people. But we do Zillow when we do Zillow well. So if anybody has questions on like how we've cracked the code on doing Zillow, I'm happy to talk with people. I don't have any secrets. I'm probably to a flaw an open book.
Okay. That's great.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to share this real quick. This is our page, right?
Yes.
That we created.
And so we're up to 45.
Yeah.
We got to get some content going.
Yeah. I'm going to start posting content here. Actually, I today after this show, I am going to be adding, doing more content about Google My Business, because a lot of changes has recently happened, guys, that I need to share with you. So make sure you jump on here because that's going to be in here. Remember when I said on Google that said that your response in your reviews don't matter, right? Jason Pantana had made that announcement. I think at the last summit, or maybe the elite retreat before this one, right? He said the response doesn't matter, blah blah blah, and you know what? He was right. But we recently found out, didn't we, that now it is going to be counted again.
Yes. And you were telling me even bigger than that, the response that you use, like you can use your keywords is what you were telling me, like your city or whatever else you've identified as your keywords can be used in your response to help you gain traction.
It's correct. So now if in fact they are allowing the review responses to have credit or credence in the searches, then making sure you respond is going to be very, very critical to helping you get found, right, as agents. So that's just one thing that they're changing. And so like Google always changes things all the time. And so we want to make sure that if you want that information, we're going to all put it here. And then when we find out other things, other agents find out, they're going to share it here. And so I'm really excited about this page, and I'm really, and that's kind of why I want to share it here, is because I think it's going to be able to give us the ability to kind of like mastermind around how to get the presence, because we know a lot of business comes from Google.
A lot. And I mean, I don't know about you, but I have wasted my fair share of money, hard-earned money, on marketing ploys and gimmicks that do not work. I forget, there was a Debbie, what's the agent? Debbie, she does women in real estate in Colorado.
Okay.
Wonderful, wonderful Tom Ferry agent.
Okay.
But she had said, this industry will $25 you to death if you're not careful.
It's true.
And it's so true. That was like the most true thing I've ever probably heard that year on stage. But, and to be able to help each other without having to sign a contract. I mean, I am constantly getting emails about, fixing my Google My Business and, let me do this, and you don't have to spend a penny.
And the thing is they're all full of crap, no offense, but like they make all these grandiose promises, and then they're like, oh, well, we'll do this, and oh, by the way, we're going to charge you $1,500, $2,000 to do it, and then they don't do squat.
Yeah. Even
Squat.
Ylopo, I had their Google My Business team reach out to me. We're in the process of trying to find a better option than Ylopo. If anybody has suggestions, I'm all ears. But they even had, like, they were coming back with feedback. I'm like, you're wrong. They were absolutely wrong. Like the pictures that you're posting and stuff like that. And they don't even understand. Like, you have to feed the Google machine algorithm. It's very
Yes,
crucial.
Google wants content. It's very true.
They have an algorithm, and when you master it, you win.
Yeah. And then is it true that I heard that Google now is going to not allow us to post the price of real estate properties on Google?
They're gonna deem you, like they're gonna suppress you. So I don't think like anything happens. I don't think you end up in Google jail, but it's gonna drop you. And I think that they're afraid of all the rules that are changing, that there's just something that they're trying to be on the safe side of.
That makes no sense because
No.
it's on the MLS, it's public information. It's just bizarre why Google is gonna do that. Like, I can understand like not sharing your commission on there, but the sales price, that's just public information.
Well, and I don't know, because they were like, I'm a non-disclosure state in Idaho, so I can't put the sales price, and it's a $22,000 fine to me if I disclose that I should not. So we're very careful. But with the list prices, and then market sold later on. But that was a crazy one.
Wow. I'm shocked. I'm a little shocked, honestly. They have their reasons. Google it's their platform. They can make whatever rules they want to make, but it's a little surprising because like for California, we are a disclosure state, right? We're not allowed to share what we pay, what the commission was, but we are allowed to share with the public the ask price, the purchase price, and then finally what the sold price is, right? Once it closes. We are allowed to disclose what that amount was. So it's interesting that Google is going to make this change. And so this is for the agents that are putting content out there, right? It's important that you know this sort of stuff, because if you don't, what's going to happen is you're going to get dinged, and then Google is going to sandbox you, right? And then you're going to get your account suspended, which then you'll have to file an appeal. And we know how painful that is to get your Google account unsuspended, right?
I've never been in Google jail, but the stories that I have heard are.
I've been in Google jail many, many times.
I don't ever want to be there.
I've been in Google jail so many times that it doesn't bother me anymore. It's kind of like I've never been a criminal, but that joke where it says like you commit a crime and then just the second time it gets easier and easier.
They say that about lying too.
It's so true. Like, I've been in Google jail so many times that now when I get put into Google jail, it's like, oh, okay, well, let's run through our protocol.
Now you know how to troubleshoot your way out of it, right? So there's
getting
that.
unjailed. Like, it's kind of like, gotta call Saul, get yourself out of Google jail.
You'll be the bailiff for people that are in Google jail. Like, yeah.
So yeah, it's just, because the thing is, when I try to figure this stuff out, I have to test it.
Yeah.
And then when you test things that you're not sure about, you get Google jailed sometime. And
Thanks for taking one for the team. We appreciate it.
Yeah, right. And then I have to figure out how to get myself out of Google jail when Google doesn't tell you what you did wrong, which is like, that's the most bizarre thing. You're trying to like, okay, what did we just do? Like, that caused us to get put in Google jail, right? And the term is actually sandbox. You get put in the sandbox, and the thing is you get sandboxed, and then I'm like, okay, what did we do? All right, maybe we need to unwind the last couple of things that we did, so that we know if it's what broke us, right?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What's the longest you've been left in Google jail?
The longest I've been left in Google jail? Oh boy, a month and a half, 2 months.
Wow.
And so like nobody can find you on Google when they search. So it's painful when you're not found for a month and a half, 2 months, because it causes your presence to drop off. And then what happens is when you get back, when you're no longer in the jail, it takes a while for you to have to build up again.
So when you're in Google, when you're in the sandbox, are you able to work inside your Google My Business.
Yes.
And then so you're removing things until something finally clicks and you're released.
Well, you figured like you try to figure out what was the last stuff that you did that basically, and then you can email Google. They'll get back to you. They just don't get back to you quickly, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes they're helpful and sometimes they're not. And so it's just we file an they have an appeal form. So you file an appeal and then they review it and then they tell you whether or not the appeal was accepted or rejected. Fortunately, I've been able to get all of my appeals approved. And I think it has to do with just showing Google that you are a legitimate business and you're not out to try to game the system, right? You don't want to try to cheat the system. You're just trying to use what they have and try to give them what they want. So I always tell agents, when you update your Google page, don't do it too crazy. Like, just put some stuff. The idea is consistency, right? And constantly is what matters. So same brand, same company, same everything, and then you do it constantly. Every single day you're posting, 2 or 3 different things, and then over time you're going to build that presence much stronger, and then you're not going to get sandboxed.
I like it. It makes sense.
So and then you, right, have a lot of updates that you're going to have to do on your Google page recently.
I do. I got called out by my coach on things I need to
Yeah.
improve.
Yeah. And the thing is like, this is the thing is everybody, like Melissa gets business from Google. She's made a ton of improvements, but you know what? There's always more that you can improve, right?
And sometimes, like we know it, but we need to hear it from somebody else, or we're busy, right? Like that's the hardest thing about our, Tom's always say, run your business, don't let your business run you.
Yeah.
And
correct.
it's so easy to slip back and just let things slide.
So let me ask you this, Melissa. Sorry to interrupt you. So
no, you're good.
Give do you mind share your information so that I know they can find you on social media and things like that. But if let's say somebody
better be able to find me on Google too.
Let's say somebody is watching and they wanted to get a hold of you. What's the best way to do it? By email, right?
My text message is what I prefer.
Okay.
208-999-6905. You can call me. You can text me. Texting I can always respond to faster, and you don't get footed till the end of the day when I'm, recovering my voicemails. Email, my Gmail likes to eat emails. So if you do send me an email, please send me a text message and let me know.
Yeah. And then if you have anyone that's looking at Idaho, Spokane,
from Moscow north and from Airway Heights east, we can handle Eastern Washington.
Yeah.
Spokane
and then San Diego here.
Yes.
Everybody knows I'm in San Diego, so reminding them isn't gonna, it's not a big deal. So I want to share this last slide for anyone who wants to join. Please go ahead and reach out to us. We're really excited to have you be part of our ecosystem. We're going to try to bring as much value as possible to you by showing you different strategies and tactics. And Melissa, you are going to be my co-host now.
Yes, I'm excited. This is a new area outside of my comfort zone that I'm going to grow into. But if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. So I'm still alive.
Yeah.
And, we don't claim to have all the answers. Like, we are two very determined agents who want to have the most amazing year ever. And we look forward to hearing from you guys what works in our group too, and having you share, connect with other agents, and earn some referrals between yourself. That's the awesome part.
Yeah. So thank you for joining me today, and we're going
Thanks for putting this together.
Yeah, and we're gonna see each other at the summit, at the next Elite. We're gonna do so many things, and the next Elite,
guys, Rise in November.
Gonna be in San Diego.
Yes.
So I'm thinking, putting it out there. What do you guys think? I'm gonna make pizza, because you guys saw my post on Facebook where I dropped my pizza on the floor. I'm gonna make pizza. and I'm going to invite some agents maybe to my house. We can hang out, have some pizza, have some fun. What do you guys think? Like it?
And if you have any pizza skills to tip us with,
Yes,
I
bring it
love
because
a
I
wood
need
fire pizza though.
skills.
Amazing. Yeah.
I need to learn how to cook pizza because I love pizza so much and I don't know how to make it yet. But I
What's your
will
favorite
learn.
pizza? What's your
I
favorite
will
toppings?
learn. So, all right. Peace. Love you guys. Melissa, thank you again so much for everything. And Eli, play us out.